Hello everyone, welcome to another video. Today we will be looking into Immortal expertise breakdown for archers and for mage immortals. I choose them to do together because their skill descriptions, the specialization, they're basically the same, and they just have different name to them. And also I will be testing the mage because that's one I have already unlocked, and I've tested several skills already, and hopefully we will come to a conclusion that which one is going to be better for which immortal. And for those who don't know which one to pick before this video, and if you watch this video and after the video, you might know which one you should pick for your immortal. So yeah, let's take a look at the video. So first, let's take a look at the archers. Archers, we have Void Breaker, Concentration Stance, increase your ultimate skills by 30% when it's level 1 and 100% at its max. If you think about this, it's very similar to Corrosive Power without the energy regen, which can be really strong for like a hard hitter backliner. But for second skill, we have Gale Force, Deadly Aim, increase your crit rate by 9% and your physical damage by 9% as well. This one is very similar to what we have in the attack immortal specialization, and I think it can be really good for certain immortal. And Swift Arrow, Stellar Rain, after battle starts, has a 70% chance to deal physical damage every 9 seconds. As you remember, if you watch the attack specialization as video, this one is very similar to the Whirlwind. I think Whirlwind or Final Strike. So you can see the similarities in all the specialization skills between all the positions we have, especially the attacking positions. And in this video, before we do that, let's take a look at the mage as well, so we get through that as we speak. So as for mages, it's very similar. It's just under different name. You have Dark Energy, Corrupted Wave, also do the ultimate or skills damage increase as well. Soul Burst, Storm Eye spell, also do the same thing with the increase in crit and magical damage rate. And also do you have Abyssal Inferno, which basically doing the same thing but just from mage. So here let's go over my Mage and which one I picked for my Mage. Here I've been testing around a little bit, and I came to conclusion that I think it was Abyssal Inferno. It's pretty good for my Mage. It gives me extra damage, and I don't have to focus on getting crit. But here's one of the things that makes me didn't want to go for the crit one. It's because of the artifact, right? So if you have magical attack bonus and you want to go for the second one, which is the extra increase in crit rate, I don't think it's worth it because you are not going to crit a lot even with the crit rate. You might have to go to level 3, level 4, level 5 before you can use it without the crit rate artifact. And of course you have to use the weakness. And I've been discussing this with my friend a lot, and we were talking about the possibility of try to use the first skill, and I've seen it work, but keep in mind you have to play around the crit rate artifact as well for this to work properly. If not, I don't think this one should be it. And if you have the same artifact as me with magical attack bonus, I think the Abyssal Inferno is going to be better for your mage. I don't think this one is going to do enough unless you have it at level, I think this is level 6, 20%. I think that's when you can switch to Soul Burst. But before that, I think it's going to be very difficult for somebody that do not have the crit rate artifact on their mages. So that being said, let's go to the reports in Arena, and then we can see some of the battle reports that we have here. So here I have my Himiko on Infernal, Abyssal Inferno, and let's see where is his main march. There we go. You can see that he's basically doing a lot of damage for level 1. Level 1, which is 56%, if I'm not mistaken. Let's recheck that again before we go further. I think that is bugged. Can we see it? Nope. That is bugged. So let's go take a look at some other mages here. So yes, oh sorry, no, it's 90%, which in my opinion is pretty good. That's pretty good damage for 90% rate. So I'm happy about it. So is there? Let's see another report where he shows his damage. So it's, for me, it seems like it's gonna be averaging between 2.5 million and 4 million, and I think the max I've seen so far is around 5 million at level 1. Keep in mind this is at level 1, so that is 90%. If you get it to like maybe level 4, where you get like 150 on this, I think 180%, I think that's going to be way more efficient, and you're going to see that this damage is going to be very good for your mage at like as an extra damage for your mage carry. So I've tested the other skill as well. Like I said, you really need the crit artifact. With doesn't matter if you have like an annihilation passive, but I have deadly, but you really need the crit rate bonus, and that's what I'm working for right now. So it might take a while, but when I get it, I think it's gonna be very good. So let's take a look at Sen right here. So he doesn't do really much here, but maybe because it died too soon or something like that. For example, this one is doing not too much here as well, but I think for 48 seconds, that's pretty good. The damage is not that high. Maybe he has like a talent for mages that have extra defense for against magical damage. But let's take a look at, I think we saw this one already. Yeah, we saw this one already. Take a look at this one. So here he's doing pretty good. So I would really recommend this one for a lot of the new mages, like majority of the mages in general, especially at level 1, level 2. That's extra for 2 to 4, maybe 5 million damage each battle. So especially if you have a carry mage, this will be good. If you want to have like a, for example, a Baldwin, or let's say you want to have for your Empress Wu, if you use her, I would definitely go for your ultimate. The reason why I would go for extra increased damage for ultimate is because of the crit chances she has already. She has high crit rate, and fire team being a fire team, which is a lot of crit. I think this one is no surprise for me to pick, but as you can see, I don't have it at level 1 yet, but that's my plan for Empress Wu. But if you have like a Merlin, for example, where's my Merlin? Merlin right here. I think this one should be very effective. I really think that's going to be very good for Merlin. This one is very situational. I think if you want to make it work, you should, like I said earlier in this video, level 6 or above. Then I think you can put it on Himiko, you can put it on Cleopatra, you can put it on, what kind of other mages do we have? Loki, for example. That would be very good as well, without the the crit rate artifact. That's when you can see the differences. But before that, I don't think that's gonna work. So now let's talk about the archers. For the archers, I think I picked picked the crit rate for him because I was thinking to run Time to Shine with this crit rate. Like, I think we saw a similar concept here already with the new and in his Tutankhamun. Yeah, so he does this, gonna add another 35%, which, you know, in theory is gonna be good. It's gonna be very good. And when I get the skill eventually, I will definitely go for it and put it here. And then you have, for example, if I got it to level 3, I will have 15% plus 35% is already at 50%. And then if you add another weakness aura, you get like 70%. And that's, in my opinion, is pretty good. Although Archer artifacts do not have any crit rate as a main attributes, but you can have it here, like I have here, extra 5%, so it means like 75%, which in my opinion is pretty good, but I think it doesn't do much. And to be fair, if you want to run this skill, I think Sendok would be a better choice, especially with the high crit rate of Fire Immortals, with the artifact and everything like that. I just think it would be a better choice for her to run the crit. But let's take a look. Let's take a look at the other specializations for the archers again. So I would still think that Stellar Rain or Swift Arrow will be the main one to take for majority of the people, especially in the early game or early levels of the specializations for archers. Same thing with the mages. I would say the same thing because I think the extra 2 to 4 million to 5 million damage is more valuable than the extra 30%, 40%, because I don't know how much you're going to get from, let's say, your Khan is doing, I would say, 2 million damage or 1 million damage, like with his ultimate. The extra 30%, I don't know if that's gonna, drum over Swift Arrow, which gonna get you another 300k, 400k per hit on the Immortal. So I still want to go for Stellar Rain. As for Deadly Aim, I think this can be very good as well for your archers, but then again you have to play around the crit, and then you should be having level 8, sorry, not level 8, but level 4, at least about that. Then I think you will see a huge difference from, level 1. So yeah, that's basically it. Let's take a look at some arena report again so we can go over everything that we went through right now. So for the mages, Abyss of Inferno, for me, very good. And for archers, I want to, instead of putting on archers, I will put it on Tutankhamun because that's basically how it works. Same skill, same descriptions. If you run similar stats to your Khan, your Sendok, or your other archers, this one's gonna be very good as well. So is a plus. As for first skill, I don't think it's gonna be worth it until you are getting at level 50% that increased damage for your mage or archers. Same thing go for both. So let's go to the ranking. What I would rank these 3 specialization of archers and mages. So for me, number 1, Swift Arrow, Stellar Rain, extra damage per match, really good for me, especially for my matches. And if you have, for example, Himiko as your secondary damage dealer in a Earth Himiko with Alex as a main damage dealer, I think this one will also be very good for your mage. The second one, I will probably go for the Void Breaker or the first skill of the Mage because of the extra skill damage for your ultimate. That's gonna be very good for the beginning. But I think if you wanna go pre-level 4, I think Gale Force is gonna be number 2 for me. Because as you saw already, I showed you with Tutankhamun and it was doing a lot of damage with crit. I think that could work. Voidbreaker as number 3 because, you know, pre-level 4 I said number 3, but after level 4, when you go to level 5, 6, 7, 8, I think that's gonna overtake the Gale Force. So that's my opinion on it, because after testing some of the skills that are very similar to each other, you are seeing, you know, some kind of pattern where some of the skills tend to fall off when it gets to a certain level, but some other skills tend to, even be doing even more damage for your mage or archers. So yeah, that's my conclusion of the archers and mage specializations. I hope I managed to show you guys a lot in this video. I showed you guys some reports, I showed you guys some recommended specialization and what I picked for my mages and archers as well. So yeah, if you didn't know what to pick before this video, I hope you kind of like get an idea what kind of specialization you want to be getting for your immortal, for your mages and your archers. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. See you guys in the next video.